this is Jen August, and welcome to my very first edition of You Can Write Songs. Now, let me tell you a little bit of history about me. I started rewriting camp songs as a kid to make them inappropriate. That's kind of not what I'm recommending, but that's kind of what it started. And then my dad noticed that I loved guitar, a little plastic guitar I had, and he bought me a guitar. And then I had guitar lessons, and I started learning chords, and then I started using the chords to write songs. And I'm going to share with you my very first song. It's called Cool and Nice. And then we'll talk about how to get started writing songs without even knowing an instrument. So here's Cool and Nice. Well, I was walking down the street, it seemed so good to me. Well, I was walking down the street, it seemed so good to me. 'Cause it was cool. Begging me to stop. So that was my first song, and then I did play one of the songs that I wrote with at a recital. It was my first recital. It was really awesome. My guitar teacher was amazing, and so I've been on the songwriting journey for a long time, and I also taught guitar and songwriting for years, and I would get people who said, oh, I can't write a song, and I would say, everybody can write a song. Everybody is music. Everybody is rhythm, the way you do things. So I'm going to start you with 2 songwriting exercises for people who, either you play an instrument or you don't play an instrument, it doesn't matter. So we're going to start with writing a rhythm-only song with your hands. So the thing of it is that music is melody and it's rhythm. We're not going to talk about lyrics yet. So if you want to start practicing playing with rhythm, rhythm is great. You do it all the time. You tap along to a song in the car and you're tapping your feet, but just clap and then variate it. Is that a word? I just made it up. Or you can, I've got my Julie McCoy clipboard here. You can take a pencil. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You don't have to count. You're just making intentional sounds. Or you can, you got the clipboard here. I got my cup here. I got an old-fashioned alarm clock here. Okay, so that's just playing with rhythm, and one of the things you want to do is not judge yourself. As little kids, we all made up songs, we did plays, we sculpted things, and you have an inner child that's very creative and does not appreciate being judged by your grown-up, and our grown-ups judge us because we got hurt for showing ourselves and being creative and shut down. So you need to make a safe space for your inner child to experiment with sound through your adult self, because it doesn't have a little kid body anymore. So now, let's start with, so you can play with rhythm. You can play with rhythm with your mouth with one note. Dot, 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 dot. Then you can change it. Dot, 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 dot. Or you can just play around with notes that feel comfortable in your range, meaning it doesn't hurt your voice. You can be like ba 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 ba, hold something longer, shorter, ba 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 ba. Using your hand is very helpful too. You could also just take one of your favorite songs and go through and feel the rhythm. They go da 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 here, and then they go da da, and then you follow the melody. Da 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 diddle da do do diddle do. One of the things, I teach. I'm a musician, but I'm also I teach women to grow successful businesses. I'm also a children's book illustrator, and I do lots of things. And there's tons of overlaps with creation, and mostly if people are stuck creatively and not allowing themselves to experience or be the music that they are, it stops them in other areas. So I just got a text, so I'm just closing it there. So I invite you to get in touch with the playfulness of playing with sound any way you feel inspired to. And the minute you find yourself judging yourself, you want to say, hey, part of me that's judging me, this is my play space. I'm just playing. I'm playing with sound. And my experience of writing songs always came from just first I learned music that I really liked, the Indigo Girls, Tracy Chapman. When I first heard them, and back in the day, it was like, just because I love acoustic music. And so if we'll talk more about learning chords, but the way I write songs is I might like start playing chords and then I like the chord arrangement, and then just stuff starts coming out of my mouth. Like, let's just say, da 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 da, da 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 da. Oh, la, do da ba 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 ba. I'm not even trying to do words. She ba ba da da. And I make sure to stay in a very silly and open space and not take myself so seriously, or I might throw in silly lyrics just to. My shoe fell off in front of my whole entire 6th grade class. Oh no, my shoe! Like, one of the things I taught my beginning songwriting students is just write the worst song you could ever imagine first. And then every song after that is not going to be terrible, but the reality of it is learning music, learning how to run a business, learning how to be in a joyful relationship. Everything is about making spaciousness for you to explore and experiment and learn. Einstein says play is the highest form of research. So I'm inviting you, those of you who have an instrument, you can do that and play around. If you don't play an instrument, if you have a guitar around, you can just be like, da da. You can write some song, like ideas for songs, or boom, 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 bam. Or you can go right back to the Julie McCoy clipboard and spend the day creating rhythms. Or you can just walk and listen to your rhythm. One of the things I always do when I'm in the car with my wife and the blinkers going on, it's like, sometimes I'll just start singing something, or da ba boo da do da. Like, there's rhythm all around, and you are rhythm. You are music. Your whole body moves in a rhythmic way. So I'm just inviting you to step into experimenting with sound. That is the way it starts. Enjoy.